Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another chit chat get ready with me. The last time I did this kind of video, you guys really liked it. You wanted more videos like this, kind of hanging out, doing your makeup together and catching up on things. So I thought it would be a good time to go ahead and do another one of these. And I don't want to just like ramble on about random things. Last time I had more of kind of like an updates that I needed to do with you guys. But this time I think I want to talk about some like blogger misconceptions, some like YouTube misconceptions. I know that like with the YouTube partner changes, there was a lot of opinions happening about that. So, you know, just a couple of things I wanted to talk to you guys about. I am also going to be trying out a couple of new makeup products. Not everything is going to be new. I will let you know what is kind of new, some things I received recently. So I will stop rambling, and if you guys want to hang out with me and do your makeup and talk about some blogger misconceptions, then just stay tuned and keep on watching. So as you guys can tell, I already did my eyebrows and I have my eyelids prepped. I used the Sephora charcoal brow pencil, I think is what it's called, on my eyebrows today, and then I used my NARS concealer, the one that I raved about in my last favorites video, as my eyeshadow primer. For my eyeshadow today, I really want to focus it around this new product that I got. This is from Cover FX, and this is one of their shimmer veils. It's in this beautiful kind of like rosy, purpley, iridescent kind of color. This is in the shade Amethyst. So it's in the amethyst color. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to go into my original Lorac Mega Pro palette. This is the first one. And the first shade I'm going to go in with is this one right here, Sepia. This one is going to be just your standard move that we always do, just back and forth, really buffing it out. So we're going to just go ahead and start. It's always weird for me to do these kinds of videos because you really have to heavily multitask. Like you have to explain what you're doing on your face, and then you have to like talk about whatever you're gonna talk about. Like I said, we're just taking this and like very messily, just like back and forth, and then I'll like let my like wrists isolate and just do small little circles to blend it out. Now I'm going to take my Sigma E35. It's a little bit like this brush. It's like a fluffy brush, but you can tell that this one's a little bit thinner and a little bit smaller. It's not as fluffy. So I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to dip into, actually don't want to dip into any of these colors. So I'm going to grab my e.l.f. Mad for Matte 2 palette, and I'm going to dunk into this shade right here. It's like this like reddish kind of tone. I'm going to do the same thing, just back and forth, right in here, and this time instead of like keeping it up here, I'm really focusing it right into that crease area, and then just same thing, back and forth and buffing small circles. Let's actually get into the topic. So today's topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about is kind of like blogger misconceptions and like YouTube misconceptions. And I did write a blog post on this, but the main reason, or one of the reasons I wanted to talk about some blogger misconceptions was because I'm sure you guys are aware, because everyone else had talked about it, they changed their partner program. So now you have to meet like a certain amount of watch time hours, you have to meet certain requirements and stuff. And at first, honestly, it was a little disheartening. It really was, because I'm like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't making bank from YouTube, but it was nice to get a little bit. And I'm talking like a little bit. It wasn't a lot. I kind of took it more as like a, we don't care about you, and we want to make sure that you know that we don't care about you kind of thing, you know what I mean? Because they were essentially just cutting at the knees all the like smaller channels. Next shade I'm going to go into is I'm going to go into Mulberry. I'm going to take a little bit of that, taking this on a Sigma E25. It's a blending brush, and then I kind of remembered, I'm like, you know what, this is ultimately kind of a good thing, because the people who don't want to be on the platform, the people who don't really want to do this, people who are just doing this for money will kind of get weeded out, and it's almost like less competition. I'm not trying to be like good, bye, whatever, but it actually does take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of energy to blog and to do YouTube. I'm sure you guys know, like I don't need to tell you, you know, it takes time to do it. If you do videos, you know that it takes a ton of time to edit, it takes a ton of time to set up. You know that in the past, you know, I had like a corner of my room where I would set up. Now I'm fortunate enough that I have like a separate room that I can do all my business at. But before, you know, when I first started my channel, I had like literally a corner, and every single time I wanted to film, I had to set everything up, like jimmy rig it, set everything up, and then before Eric got home, like, take it down. And it's not that he didn't want to see it, but it's just that it took up so much space and it covered like most of our room. You know, I couldn't leave it up. So if you were in it for the money, it's like, what are you even doing here? Because you don't make any money. Like I said, like, it was nice to get a little bit of a cashback, but that's all it was like a cashback. Like, I wasn't like, yo, I just made $1,000 from all my views on YouTube. So I'm gonna go back into this palette before I start ranting on all that. I'm gonna go back into this palette, and then I'm gonna take this like purple shade right here, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did with that mulberry color. I'm gonna work it on the outer part and then into that crease area because I want it to kind of be like really defined over here. That's like my first misconception that I wanted to address. For some reason, I meet people sometimes, or like friends, you know, like, I guess I wouldn't say close friends. My close friends are pretty good about like being supportive, and my family and stuff. But it's like some people I meet, or like some friends or like acquaintances and stuff, they kind of still think it's like weird, or they kind of think that it's like I'm doing this because, you know, this is what I'm gonna do for now on. Like, this is my full-time job. I'm gonna like stop going to school, and I'm like, oh, you're only doing this so you can be famous or like a quick buck out. And it's like, no, like, you know what I mean? The reason I started doing this, and I get asked that a lot, the reason I started doing it is because I really liked the way makeup made me feel. I loved the confidence it gave me. Makeup doesn't have a size, doesn't have a gender. So I think it's like something that is very universal, and it's very like, and it can be very personal. Like, you know, everybody has their own way of doing their makeup, and, you know, certain things they like, certain things they don't and stuff. So I really like that aspect about it, and I wanted to be able to share it with other people. I wanted to be able to, you know, have people learn from me, not just like how to do makeup, but like, you know, my makeup mistakes. Or even now with my blog, I really try to focus on like, you know, when I buy products or like dupes and stuff, like, I would rather spend my money and like, you know, learn a hard lesson on what not to spend it on to help you guys save money. You know what I mean? Like, I really find that like makeup and beauty and stuff can really give someone the confidence that they're looking for, and I want to be able to be a part of that. If I had done it only for the money and stuff, like, I probably would have quit a while ago. You guys know that like I've been on YouTube for some time, and, you know, only now is my channel starting to grow more because I've been putting in more effort, you know? But it's like, if I was doing it for the money, I would have quit a long time ago. Like, when I was planning my wedding, or like when I started law school and stuff, like with all that stuff, I probably would have quit a long time ago because I work all the time. And that's like my second misconception. It's like, it's not an easy thing to do. I work during the day, and when I have downtime at work, I'm working on homework or I'm doing stuff for my blog. When I'm at school doing homework. If I have some free time, like I said, I'm doing stuff on the blog. And on the weekends, you know, like, that's all I do. I'm never really not working, but it's because I really want to do this. Like, if you really want to do something, you have to kind of make time for it. And misconceptions kind of like bug me, where it's like, no, I'm not planning on like putting all my eggs in this basket. You know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then that's totally fine. I'm lucky enough to have a career that I really love, that I really enjoy, that I really feel like I could make a difference. I also feel like, you know, if other opportunities came along, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I don't see that there's anything wrong with that. Like, you know what I mean? How I spend my time and how I do things is kind of up to me. So, I don't know. I just feel like everybody's so opinionated on everything nowadays, and everything offends everybody nowadays. So now I'm actually gonna go with the shimmering veil, and it has a doe foot on it where it has a product, so I don't know what's gonna be better, the doe foot or like a brush, but I have this brush. This is from the Urban Decay palette. I'm just gonna put this in here, over here, and then I'm probably not gonna put it all the way out here because I do want to keep that area more dark. Such a pretty shade. I love it. Look at that. Do you guys see that? That's so pretty. Okay. Now I will go back into this purple shade. Ugh. Into this purple shade from the palette. Great, now I have purple on my face. We'll just do the outside part of it because I want this part to stay dark. I love this shade though. Look at the shade. So pretty. The doe foot applicator worked pretty well. Next one is like, oh my god, people underestimate how much time it actually takes to do any of this stuff. YouTubing and blogging. Like, sometimes YouTubers feel like blogging is so much easier, you know, because it's like written and you don't have to do videos, but it actually takes just as much time to do a good blog post and like a cohesive blog post than it does a YouTube video. It really honestly does. I do both. You guys know that, or if you didn't know that, yeah, I do both. I blog, like actually written blog, and I do YouTube videos, and it takes just as much time to do a blog post than it does a YouTube video. And I think the biggest part of it is like the photography. You know, yeah, you have to take pictures of your makeup and stuff like that for, you know, if you do YouTube. Like with a blog post, you don't have the video. All you have is the image, so you really have to make sure your image is on point. And then the lighting situation, you always have to figure out lighting. Lighting is important in every aspect. You have to figure out lighting. You have to make sure that, like, you know, something is clear. You want to make sure you have multiple pictures. When you're linking the pictures, you have to learn like HTML, which is like a form of writing, in order to do like certain blog posts or certain things, like the layout of it and stuff. Like it takes just as much time to do a blog post as it does to do like a YouTube video. It honestly does. I use my tattoo liner. This is the Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper. So I'm going to use that. Being blogging is so much easier, and it's honestly not. It takes just as long to do that. Sorry, I was getting way too distracted doing my eyeliner, like I wasn't even talking. So I just thought I would finish up my eyeliner. I'm going to put on some lashes now. So I'm going to use these from a brand called ilove.me lashes. These are in the style Joy, and they are their double layer lashes. They look really nice. I'm going to try those out right now. And to prime my face, I'm going to use this No Pore Blem from Touch in Sol. I still don't know how I feel about this. Like, I kind of like it sometimes, and then sometimes I feel like it really doesn't do me justice or like what I want. So I don't know how I still feel about it. And I've been testing it out for like 2 months, but I don't know. I can't like pinpoint my exact feelings on it, and I don't want to like talk about it or recommend it to you guys if I'm not 100% sure on it. So what I was talking about was the time management thing. So this actually takes so much time, like between the setting up of like everything I need to do, like all my lights, my camera, you know, and then actually sitting down and like filming a video. So to film a video, it probably takes me somewhere between an hour to 2 hours to film a video. That's not including like editing time. That's not including uploading time. So it probably takes me anywhere between an hour to 2 hours to film a video. Use this Extreme Lash Mascara from Jordana. I'm just going to put a little bit on my eyelashes so that my false lashes have something to adhere to. When I'm done with that, I still have to edit it. Okay, let's try how this works. Yeah, so far so good. Then the editing usually takes longer than actually filming it. My videos are pretty standard. I think I do a pretty good job at editing. I've done better than my first videos, but they're not like anything really like extreme, like flashy bells and whistles. Stop. Not anything extreme, like no flashy bells or whistles or anything like that, like some other people's. Even then, that takes me at least 2 hours to edit it. And that's a very simple video, like 10 minutes probably takes me 2 hours to edit. Like a 30-minute video or longer, or these kinds of videos take definitely longer than that. Lashes are on, our face is already primed. So for my foundation today, I'm going to use this one from Frankie Rose. This is the Matte Perfection foundation. So I'm going to use my Morphe sponge to blend that out. And another misconception that happens all the time, I like finding links to everything for you guys because it just makes it easier. You know, the last thing you want is like to find a product and then they don't mention it, or like, oh, you can find it here but you can't find it anywhere but you really want it. Like, it's so frustrating. So I always try to link products because it'll make it as easy as possible for you guys. But then some of you guys tend to think that everything I link is like affiliated. And boy, do I wish that that was the truth. Just because I put a link to something does not mean that it's an affiliated link. And if you guys don't know what affiliated means, there are some links in some companies that you can be affiliated with, and whenever they purchase something using your link, you can make a small percentage. The problem is that's not the case with every website, and some of you guys tend to think that every single thing I link is like affiliated, and I wish that were true because I'd probably make so much money if it was. That's certainly not true. Not everything that you link or not everything that you post about is affiliated of any kind. And even if it is affiliated, that doesn't mean that they do affiliations with you. And, you know, if there's a coupon code, that doesn't always mean that you get cash back from it. I have codes that, like, you know, I've talked to the brand. If I really like something, I've talked to the brand and gotten a coupon code only so you guys can use that coupon code. Like, I make no money from it. And then the same thing with affiliate links. Like, you have to actually buy something from an affiliate link. You click on it, they don't make money. You know what I mean? You have to buy something, and if they do make money, it's such a tiny percentage, you guys. My concealer, I'm going to mix both of these just because this one's a little bit light. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. Also raved about this one in my last video. And then this is the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer in medium. So I'm just going to kind of mix both of them. So that was another thing I wanted to address. Just because I link something for you guys does not mean it's affiliated. And another thing is people tend to think that it's like everything you mention is sponsored. And of course, there are certain bloggers, certain YouTubers who, yeah, everything they mention is sponsored. Everything they get is like free in PR. But that is not the case for the majority of bloggers. Many of us literally don't get everything in PR. It's only like the huge, big one. I'm going to use this NYC loose setting powder to bake my face. I look like I'm doing crack right now. Sorry. I'm lucky if I get like one PR box a month, honestly, you know? And that's okay. I'm not asking for like free product, and if I really want something, I will buy it myself. But it's like, kind of bugs me when people think that every single thing you mention is because you're getting promoted or paid. And I certainly know bloggers, you know, who do that. Like every Instagram post, hashtag sponsored, every freaking like thing, hashtag sponsored, you know what I mean? And it's like, it is annoying because then you're like, okay, can we actually like get a little bit of like what your opinion is, not what you're being paid to post? Majority of us do not. Clothes, bags, shoes. The majority of us have to pay everything out of pocket. It's only like the small select few who get all of that pretty much taken care of. And I think you guys know that, but it still surprises me how many people think, or how many people like ask me like, pay you to post that, they do that. I'm like, no, I wish they did. I wish they were like, hey, we'll pay you to post for all this stuff, but no. And then of course you have to like comply with all the rules. You have to be honest. You have to say if something is sponsored. And I hate it when people try to be so shady about it. Like I will always tell you in blog posts, I will always tell you here if something was sent to me or if it's sponsored by someone, you know, because I want to be honest with you guys. And I really try to filter out the things that I do sponsorships with and the things that I affiliate with, you know. I think people have this misconception too when they first start out. They have to be affiliated with everyone and they have to have codes for all this and all that. But it's like, you know, if you are never using their products or if you don't use any of this stuff, why would you have a code with them? I only have codes with things that I really like, things that I would genuinely recommend to you guys, and things that I myself genuinely use. I go into the e.l.f. palette and take a little bit of that purple color and then just smoke out the lower lash line. But that's where bloggers start messing up, or that's when you're no longer relatable and you're like only talking about sponsored things, or like, you know, when you try to justify everything like, oh, this brand kind of sucked but it was okay, you know, like our sakes, or you're constantly shoving certain things down people's throats. If I really love something, I tend to do that sometimes, but I really don't mean to. It's just because I genuinely love it and I'm like, you guys need this stuff. Now I'm gonna dust all this off. Now for my lower lashes, I'm going to go back in with this Jordana. I have to go to the gym later. I'm going to be like full B at the gym. For my bronzer, I'm going to take this Makeup Forever Pro Fusion Bronzer. I have not used this in a minute. That's what it looks like. And then I'm going to take my Extreme Structure Contour F04 from Sigma. That's where you get like into trouble or unrelatable, when all you're doing is like pushing certain products down people's throats. And I get it, like, you know, it's kind of the job sometimes, and sometimes I do that too. Like I will constantly talk about something only because I really love it, and I'm like, I think this is such a good deal, or it's such a good product that you guys definitely need it, and that's fine. But it's like, you have some people in every single social media outlet pretty much every day raving about certain things, and you're like, I'm over it. I get it. Like, this brand is hella hyped. I get it. You know, people will know if everything is sponsored, if everything's affiliated, if everything you get is free and you only talk about the free stuff. Yeah, like, people will see right through you, you know. And obviously I don't have that problem because not everything is free. The like PR that I do get, or the things that like sometimes companies will send me, I always tell you guys I'm 100% honest if I really like it, if I don't like it. There are things that I wait to talk about because I really want to make sure I have a solid like opinion on it before I mention it to you guys, especially because it was like something that got sent in PR. And like another one is like people think that one, it doesn't take so much time to do any of this, and then two, that people have just infinite amount of time. You know, like, oh, she probably is a stay-at-home because her husband works or this or that, which is kind of annoying in itself, that it's like, why does my husband have to take care of me? But you know, more annoying than that is that people think that, you know, we don't have lives, that all we do is just this. Like, I work, I go to school, and I do this on the side. I'm so busy, but I do it because I care, because I want to do it, because I like doing it, I like helping you guys. So yeah. I'm going to go into this matte contour duo. This is the one in Fiji. I'm going to take a little bit of this shade. Majority of us have to do this on our own, find time to do it in our free time and everything. I know there's so many other ones, like, you know, a lot of people think that when people do this stuff, like, oh, you're trying to be a blogger or do this, like, that you're not educated, that you can't have a degree. Like, I have 3 degrees, you know, and I'm going for another one right now. So it's like, just because we do this, just because I'm into makeup and beauty and like I like blogging and taking pictures and selfies, does not mean that I'm not educated. Okay, now for my highlight. I'm really excited about this one actually. This is the holographic highlighter collection. Super pretty packaging. This is from Naked Cosmetics. It really looks like a dupe for the Anastasia, what is it, the Aurora palette. Packaging, super pretty. So I'm going to use this for my highlighter, and I'm going to use my Morphe M501. I think I'm going to go into this shade right here and a little bit of this one. I don't want too much because this is holographic. There we go. Looks pretty nice. It's not overly like highlighted, the shades. I'm noticing that these do emphasize texture. If you have texture in this area, it will be emphasized. So now lastly for my lips, I'm not going to use a liquid lipstick, which is surprising. I almost always use a liquid lipstick, but I'm going to use this lip pencil. This is Aquarius from ColourPop. And then I'm going to go in with Cabana Boy. This is the Flash Drenched lipstick from Tarte. This one right here. It's a really beautiful mauve. Not many people talk about these lipsticks, but they're so bomb. Like, they're so creamy, so smooth. I don't know why more people don't talk about them. All right, and now just to seal everything up, I'm going to use my Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Makeup Setting Spray. This is the coconut one. Zhuzh the hair up, and that is it. Okay, so this is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys learned something, whether it was a technique that I used, whether it was a new product that you guys should try out, or whether it was just, you know, some misconceptions that, you know, YouTubers and bloggers have to face, or if you guys are in the same boat. I just hope that, you know, you guys enjoy these videos, but you also pull or take something away from it. Thank you all so much for watching. Twitter, Snapchat, all that stuff is going to be linked down below for you guys, as well as coupon codes to help you save some money. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys want to see more Chit Chat Get Ready with me, or leave it down in the comments what else you guys want to see next, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye now.